Welcome back to Survivor Manuel. Last week, our expert survivalist, Manuel, lost practically all of his water after trying to drown a predator. But now, Manuel is not only out of water, but is also desperately hungry. His only hope is to build a farm with his limited scarce supply of materials. A measuring tape, nail screws, a measuring spoon, chia seeds, a data chart, a drill, and over 3 square feet of plywood. He must build fast, or by next week, he'll be dead.
Wait, what?
He learned of the ancient Inca civilization agricultural techniques of terrace farming may conserve water, but he has also been raised on flat farming irrigation principles all of his life. Now, Manuel has to figure out which one of the two, traditional flatland farming or terraced farming irrigation, will yield larger plant growth while using less water. He hypothesizes that if drop system techniques are used over traditional flatland farming, the crop will grow more efficiently with less water, because water and soil will be recycled as it drops terraces.
I'm gonna start building 2 miniature models of each. One terrace, one flat. Or we can look around in nature. Luckily this forest is filled with natural scale models measured at 18 by 18. You just gotta know where to look. These scale models put up a fight. Luckily it's gonna save me a lot of building time.
Manuel has successfully captured 2 scale farm models, a common flat farm and a rare Peruvian terraced farm.
Now that I've captured these beasts, I can now begin my hypothesis. It's gonna take a hero.
You called?
Manuel has gone delirious from dehydration and has conveniently figmented a second Manuel to help him test his hypothesis. They begin immediately. Manuel grabs the forest soil and places it evenly in both the farms. Manuel, number 2, measures 1 tablespoon of his remaining chia seeds and places them in the soil of the flat farm, and the same amount on the terrace farm. In a desperate attempt to prove his theory, risk the last remaining drops of water for his experiment, he measures 12 ounces of H2O for the flat farm. Manuel measures less water, 8 ounces, but applies it just as evenly. The first day of the experiment is complete, but the farms must be left out in the sun and have water applied every day until the answer is revealed.
It's been 5 days now. Let's see how our farms have fared.
Manuel measures each chia seed growth with his tape measure. What he finds is amazing.
Oh.
It seems that the flatland model experienced the most growth over the 5 days. The flatland grew 3.75 centimeters at its largest, and the terrace farm grew only 2.5 centimeters and only a few sections. That doesn't necessarily mean that the flatland models grew less. If we look at the data, we can see that the flatland models grew 3.75 centimeters while using 12 ounces. When we consider how many centimeters per ounces, you can see that at the end, the flatland grew 0.313 centimeters per ounce, while the terrace grew 2.5 centimeters at most, but only used 8 ounces, meaning it grew 0.313 centimeters per ounce, the same amount as the flat.
But that doesn't mean there weren't sources of air. One of the days were actually cloudy, so this could have affected the outcome slightly.
So a few reasons why the terrace farm could have experienced less growth is because it needs an abundance of water to drop terraces. Also, this model wasn't made entirely of dirt, so the only way water could drop terraces is from the top.
Lastly, chia seeds grow in multiple environments, even without dirt. There's a chance that the adaptability of this seed could have manipulated the outcome.
Despite the fact that one farm grew more chia plants, the ratio of growth from centimeters to ounces were exactly the same. Additionally, in the terrace farm, chia seeds only grew in one section of the model. Now, our data was correct, it's just insufficient. What does this mean? Only one thing: inconclusive. From what data we have, there was no difference in water conservation between terrace and flatland farming. This means little, if not any, water will be saved by switching methods.
Once again, Manuel has horribly failed in yet another attempt to survive in nature. Tune in next week for Survivor Manuel, Mars Edition.